Hey guys, next up we're going to be talking about the Takara Legends God Bomber. So he was completely out of left field, actually. I was not expecting them to do a God Bomber, but when they announced it, I was like, okay, I'm getting the Takara version. Because this guy, to my knowledge, has never come out in Hasbro. It's only Takara. So if you want the full God Jinrai experience, you got to go to Takara route, but I'm really glad they made him because it's been a long time since we had a God Jinrai figure, and I'm so glad we got one. Here he is in his vehicle mode, which is just as ridiculous as the original. You can, if you want to, you can tow him against the back of God Jinrai like the original. I'm not going to show that off because I just don't feel like transforming God Jinrai into vehicle mode right now, or Super Jinrai into vehicle mode, but you can do it. But he looks okay. Nothing special. But God Bomber's vehicle mode was never anything special. What is it? What is this? I don't know. But, you know, it's cool. He does come with a Headmaster. I don't know what this is, but it exists. So, because the original God Bomber was not a Headmaster. He does do all the Headmaster things. So, there is that. He does have a base mode, and it's terrible. So, to the point where I don't know that I actually even want to show it off. But for the sake of review, I'm gonna. So, if we disconnect all of this stuff, we can disconnect the legs. Open this up. Open up the wings. Oh, yeah. Okay. I remember now. It's been a while since I've done this. And so, the legs, they plug in to the wings. Yo. There we go. Take this, disconnect it, open all that up, plug it right back into where it was. And there you go. Yeah, this is dumb. I'm happy that they gave him another mode, but this is stupid. I mean, if you have the other Titans Return bases, you know, it's fun, but what can you do? So we'll go ahead and get him in roll mode. You can actually, unlike the original, you can fully transform this guy without completely disassembling him, which is really cool. But for the sake, since he's already assembled, we're just gonna not. So we'll get the arms out. Yeah. So I mean, he's gonna come apart anyway, but. Anyway, so we're going to open this piece up, pull that piece out, close this up, connect all of that. There you go. Plug him in. That'll go up. These will come down. That's the arm. All right, we're going to plug the arm back in. Well, actually, we'll fold out the hand. Then we'll plug the arm back in. Then we're going to plug the legs back in. Because they're on, it's weird, they're on Combiner War pegs for some reason. Interesting. We'll take the hand, fold it out. There you go. And then we're going to raise the camera because he gets tall. Head on. Helmet on. And then you can plug the shoulder cannon in, and there you go. God Bomber in his robot mode, and he's all right. He's again, like I said, you can fully transform him without taking him apart, which is fantastic. But he's still got to come apart just as easily because he kind of has to. That's what he is. For what he is, he looks good. Articulation wise, his light arms are on a full 360 there, in and out the shoulder. The connections on him aren't the tightest. He's gonna disconnect really easily, and I think that's because of his combination gimmick, which we'll get to. But the shoulders go in and out. The wings can fold out if you really want them to, but they're supposed to be back. He has an elbow joint. He does turn up here. He has a wrist turn. His thumb, his fingers move in and out. Legs go forward, go back. Knee joint, ankle, and he does turn right there. So he's got, and his head, full 360. So he actually does have some good articulation. It's just his connections are really loose. So you're not going to be able to really get him in any poses. And he's actually a little fragile. Some of his connection joints have just cracked. I have one up here that completely cracked off. He's cracking in there. So just be careful with him. He hasn't broken completely. Like the one connection joint I did lose, he's still able to hold together just fine. I have him mostly in Jinrai mode anyway. But just be careful with him. Size-wise, here he is compared to Super Jinrai, and they're about the same size. They're both leader class figures, so nothing really going on there. The real reason you buy him is to combine with him. So let's do that. Now we'll start with Super Jinrai because he's a lot more easy to prep. To prep him, we're just gonna pull out his guns, pull off his shoulder cannons, fold these pieces in, and fold out the hands, or pull out the hands. There you go. That's all we're gonna do for him. I'll put him down for a minute. This guy's gonna be a little more involved, so take basically everything apart. We'll start with the legs. So to do the legs normally, what you would do is fold these in, and that would just be it. The leg connections are going to be really loose if you don't have these pieces. These come with PC 18. I really recommend getting that set just for this alone. It's going to make the leg connection a lot more stable. So, now to connect this, we're going to open this up. We're going to open these panels up right here. And this is going to connect right here. Push this piece up. And then close all that together. You do the same thing on this side. All right, so we got his feet. He's a lot taller. The hands, fold the hands in, pull this out. Straighten that out. And that's going to slide in. There's a groove right there. So it's going to slide in that groove, and we're going to close everything up. Close that down. There you go. This one's going to be the same exact way. Slide it in. Boom, 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 boom. Perfect. Shoulder cannons are going to go down here on his feet, just like the original. All right, prep the gun, pull that piece off, Pull these pieces down, and then this will come out. And then that'll make a little sword. Open this guy up, put him in a sitting position. He's just gonna sit right in the gun. There you go, we'll get back to that. Now for the fun part. So this part always makes me nervous because of the cracks. So open this piece up, straighten all that out, disconnect from right there, turn this around, turn this around, turn that around, turn that around. Then we're gonna turn all this like that, and that's gonna plug into the back. So and yep, we're gonna do that same way on this side. Perfect. Let's connect. Okay. Okay, don't fight me. Don't fight me. Don't fight me. He's fighting me. Okay. There we go. Boom. All right, that's gonna straighten out like that. And then we're gonna slide this guy in. This is gonna tab in here. And then these pieces are gonna plug right in to these little tabs. And that's all gonna close together. We're almost there. So his helmet, it's a little fiddly, but it's gonna plug in right there. These guns, you can either hold them in the hand or you can take the holes, plug them into these pegs right here. So this is going to plug into the shoulder. And you're going to take his sword and give him his sword. And now you have God Jinrai fully combined. And he looks awesome. I've always been a fan of God Jinrai's design to begin with. And yo. I really love how he turned out. If you don't have these pieces that I mentioned earlier, the foot connection is going to be really loose. If you do, he is super solid. Super, super solid. It really helps a lot more than I thought it would. You can fit 3 Headmasters in his chest. And I think they did do 3 of the. I think they did eventually make the 3 Headmaster Juniors, so you could put them all in here, which is awesome. If you wanted to replicate that scene, replicate that from the show. I think they even made a Black Zarek eventually. So you got everything you need to recreate Super God Master Force. The sword, I think, comes from Victory. I think it comes from Victory, but. Yeah, if you're gonna buy God Bomber, this is the reason to buy it. Super Jinrai can stand alone on his own just fine. God Bomber, this is what you need him for. But honestly, this is the mode. This is the reason why you buy these 2 figures, because this combination is badass. He's big too. He's really big. Yeah. I think the HasLab Victory Saber is going to be about the same size, so I'm going to do a comparison to them when he comes out. But right now, we're all set here. God Jinrai, fantastic. I love him a lot. If you have the Perfect Effect add-on kits, this head will be different, but the combination will be pretty much the same. He has like a big wing upgrade and like a new sword, but I don't really like any of that. The only reason I got that last upgrade kit is for these leg pieces, and they really help. But that's it from me to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this look at God Bomber and Super Jinrai and God Jinrai. And stay tuned. We'll be around soon. Take care.